Hello, my name is m.imanharith and I'm from class DLM3D and my ID number is PDL240240 and I'm here to present to you question number 4, which is with supporting data explain the policy measures the government agencies or non-government organizations that could be effective in controlling the rising inflation in Malaysia based on the article. So here are the 4 things, the policy measures that the government do. Okay, the first one is targeted RON95 fuel subsidies. In the article, the government will implement targeted subsidies for RON95 petrol fuel and offering it to everyone. Why it is effective? It is because it can help reduce the government spending on fuel subsidies for high-income groups who can afford the fuel at the market price. Okay, imagine if everyone gets the fuel subsidies, even for the high-income groups, the government will need to spend more money to finance the fuel subsidies for all Malaysians. Over time, when government funds shrinks, but demand stays high, it will become harder for the government to sustain the fuel subsidies for everyone. Eventually, the government will have to cut the subsidies because it is unsustainable and the market price for fuel will become high due to the high demand and tight supply. Okay, second one, the article also mentioned that the government implement expanded sales and service tax. It means that the government apply the tax to a wider range of goods and services. It can help the government reduce the deficit without borrowing too much money. And by expanding the SST, the government will collect more tax from more goods and services. This will give the government extra money to fund subsidies and welfare programs without needing to borrow too much money, which can lead to a rise in inflation. Okay, then the third point is minimum wage increase. A minimum wage policy is included in the budget 2025 to increase the household income and increase the consumer spending. Why it is effective to control the rising inflation? It is because the government can reduce the need for fiscal stimulus. When inflation rises, the government often wants to help the consumer who are struggling to pay their bills, especially in the lower income groups. Right? This will increase the inflation because when the government gives out extra money, more money will chase the same amount of goods and services, which can make the prices for goods becomes even higher. But by raising the minimum wage, the workers will get a higher wages and the government doesn't have to spend extra money to give to them. Thus the risk of the prices increase is lower. Okay, next let's move on to the last point. Okay, then the last point is diesel subsidy rationalization. It means that the government stopped giving diesel subsidies to everyone and now only giving it to the people in need, especially the lower income groups. This can help the government reduce its spending. If the government spends too much money to finance the diesel subsidies to everyone, it can increase the money supply, thus will make the price go up. So that's all from me. I hope you guys enjoy watching my video.